If you've been watching my videos, you might have heard me say that this Epiphone Les Paul 1959 in a Honeyburst finish is the most beautiful Les Paul I have ever seen. Well, I was wrong. This Gibson Les Paul in a Honeyburst finish is the most beautiful guitar I've ever seen. Let's talk about it. This is my new-to-me 2013 Gibson Les Paul Traditional in a 50s spec. Now, it's not 100% a 50s spec because it's had some upgrades. There are Lawler Imperial pickups and some locking tuners, and if you can tell, the nut has been replaced. This is not your standard Graphtec nut. It might actually be a bone nut, but you can tell it's been replaced. Other than that, though, it's all original to the way that it was when it was first sold. Quick little interjection for all you Gibson haters out there. If you'd rather watch a video on an Epiphone Les Paul, this Epiphone Les Paul 1959 in Honeyburst, go ahead and click the card up there. Okay, so for those of you who need to know specs of a Gibson Les Paul standard, traditional, whichever one you're talking about, they're all the same. This is a mahogany body maple top, flame maple top, beautiful flame maple top with binding on the top. Mahogany neck, rosewood fretboard. Usually it's a tusk nut. This one appears to have a either simulated bone or bone nut that was installed aftermarket. And because it's a 50 spec reissue, we don't have real mother of pearl inlays. We have a pearloid inlay, which I will say these inlays compared to the Epiphone, quite a bit nicer. The neck on this guy is much thicker than I tend to like on my guitars, but I don't think it feels out of place, and I still enjoy actually the feel of playing it. A large part of that might be because it feels like it's trending towards a D shape. It's not. It's still definitely a C shape, big, thick, 1958 style Les Paul neck, but it seems like the part on the back where my thumb slides feels flatter, almost like it's a D shape. Another thing that's really cool about Gibsons that I did not expect to find this enjoyable, the fret nibs. Here's what nobody's telling you about fret nibs though. They make playing the neck so much more comfortable. The fret nibs cover up the end of the fret in a way that makes your hand just slide right past them. I can feel the frets as I'm doing this, but there is nothing sharp, there's nothing pokey, pointy. If a fret is hanging out over the edge of the fretboard, which they're not on this, your finger just glides over it because it's all one surface. So instead of feeling like a chunk of metal slammed into a slab of wood, the way that a lot of guitars feel on the fretboard, it feels like a very comfortable, very soft piece of plastic that just has ridges. So moving your hand up and down the fretboard is actually a really cool experience on a legitimate Gibson with the fret nibs. I was not expecting that. Normally you would have the 57 Classic humbuckers in here, but like I said, these are the Lawler Imperials. In my example, they were put in their aftermarket. three-way toggle switch. You got your volume, tone, pick guard, tun-o-matic bridge. Everything's the same. And a flame maple top. This is a killer flame maple top. So elephant in the room though. And a call back to my prior episode talking about the value proposition of a Murphy Lab. I'm going to have to throw you up some B-roll of this guitar so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. The camera's not picking it up here. But basically, this guitar is used. It's a 2013 model. It has some wear and tear on it. The type of wear and tear extends to basically you're looking at a bunch of nicks and dings along the edges where the side meets the back and where the side meets the top. Even the binding along the top has some divots and some scratches. There's also a few little gouge marks along the side. On the back, there's a lot of buckle rash, but not too much. The plastic electronics cavity cover has a crack in it. The neck where the nut was replaced looks a little scuffed up and trashed. The headstock has a small ding on it by the tuners on the treble side. The top has a lot of checking on it even. It's very fine and it's hard to see. There's a few gouge marks here and there. The hardware is pretty good condition, to be honest. Even the screws on the bridge look like they've been cleaned really well. Whoever owned this prior to me took very good care of it. I appreciate that. But, you know, all the electronics work, all the knobs work, everything is in good condition. So overall, I would equate this to something like a light-aged Murphy Lab. Whoever had this guitar before me obviously played it, but they definitely took care of it as well. So that's my new Les Paul. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and ring the bell icon. That way you'll be notified when I post more guitar reviews and guitar maintenance tutorials. A little foreshadowing for what's to come. I am working on a series where I take several levels of price point for Jackson soloist guitars, and I do my best to use my amateur luthier skills to make the cheaper ones all play as close to, if not as good as, my American Series SL3. Stay tuned for that. I think it'll be an interesting one. Until the next video, see you guys later.